All right, we are live and welcome in everybody to another episode of somewhat sports night tonight because I do want to touch on a little bit of sports with Steve. I'm just now telling him this. He doesn't know it.
I didn't
But
know
we
this.
are going to actually touch on a little bit of sports tonight. So we got a lot of Disney news to talk about, but we're going to start with some sports news, which I think I just shocked Steve. See, look, Dan was doing most shocking things at Disney World, and the first thing I do is I shock Steve. So we're just an extension of Dan's show.
I am shocked because I don't like being unprepared, and now I am unprepared. So.
This will be an easy one. Trust me. I know you'll be able to handle this for sure. But first and foremost, I do want to say hi to my partner channel right over here. We didn't see him last week because of me copping out.
Hi, buddy.
Good to see you, pal. How are you? We missed you.
I missed you, man. I missed you, but hopefully real soon I'll get to see you soon. Little, not like this, maybe a little better.
Yes, hopefully that'll be awesome. But yep, it's good to have you back for sure, and we're gonna have fun tonight. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. I do want the chat to get involved with us tonight. We're gonna go over a few things, but first and foremost, let's do some quick mousekeeping. Of course, Dean at the Live Place at liveplace.com. He is the streamer. He's the TV guide of live streams. He's got family-friendly streams throughout the week, Monday through Sunday. If you're looking for a stream, a certain day of the week, a certain person, certain time, he's got it. He's the place to go for sure. And, of course, my two partner channels, this guy right over here, Steve, goes live on Mondays with just another Monday night. Wednesdays with this and that, and right here with me on Saturdays. And also Dan, Disney Dan. Dan goes live with Gonzo, I think now on Thursdays with the second season of Nuts About Disney. His Food Friday, Saturday Disney Fiasco, and Sunday with me. I finally got a show with Dan. We do the Disney movie reviews.
Very nice.
So
plenty
of times.
Were you doing that every week, or was that like once a month?
For now, it's going to be every week. We'll see how things go once the parks open, but for sure, every week for now. Yep. And this week, tomorrow, we're going to be reviewing Bambi.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. That'll be a good time. But let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Steve, I'll take it this week, buddy, for you. I see. Let's see. Who do we have? We got Joey's World is here first, and he beat Mike Wheeler. Joey's World, welcome in. Timothy Rainwaters, welcome in. Rockin' Robin, welcome in. Let's see who else is here. Tim Pruitt is here. James Ryan, one of our members. James, always good to see you, buddy. Wendy Luhu, another member, is here. Wendy, good to see you all the way from Scotland. She's a member as well. Alex Brunner is here. Captain Anton 27 is here. Donna Jaworski, another member, is here. Donna, good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well. Carlos, Disney World Freak, another one of our members, is here. Carlos, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for having me on. Melissa and I and This Our Dream were on with Carlos this morning, so it was good to see you, Carlos. We had a lot of fun with that, buddy. Avery, the Cuban American, is here. Leanne Shervick is here. Leanne, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. And did I miss anybody, Steve? I'm looking. Saria Myers. I'm sorry.
What's the little emblem next to the members' names? It looks like Slimer playing a guitar, but it's like
it's Kermit playing a guitar. It's Kermit playing the banjo.
Okay.
Yep. Saria Myers, welcome in. Saria, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Saria is another one of our members. Wow, just jumped on me, Steve. 1 second, buddy. I got to go back. Tim Pruitt, Fernie67. Good to see both of you. Hope you're doing well. Kay Atwood's in the house. The Hitchhiking Bones are here. Pete McDevitt, there he is. Pete's all over the place lately. Pete, good to see you, buddy.
Now I can see it. Thank you, Wendy.
There you go. And who else did I see got in here and I missed them? Did I miss them? I think we're up to date. All right, that's everybody. But yes, Steve, let's talk about it. Let's talk about, first and foremost, we're talking sports. And Diane Bush, welcome in. Diane, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. And Jonathan Chong is in the house as well. Everybody be sure to hit that like button. We got 26 watching with 24 likes. Be sure to hit that like button for us, gang.
Welcome in, everybody.
Yes, for sure. So, Steve, we're going to start with some quick sports.
Okay.
Major League Baseball.
Yes.
It looks as if has finally announced that we are going to have a season.
60 games?
60 games. Now, I don't know all the semantics behind it just yet, where they're going to be playing. Will they have fans? Will they not? How playoffs are going to work? But just from what we've heard so far, and this is very preliminary, how do you feel about this?
I like it because the Dodgers are the favorite team to win. So they're my team. So I want something to happen. But look, even if it's a miniaturized season, it's a step in the right direction to getting back to normalcy. And I think we need that. Now, also at the same token, as long as they do it safely, whatever they need to do. Now, I personally am in favor of all these major sports hosting in one location or two locations. I saw that, was it hockey that's looking at 6 cities, one of them being LA, one of them in Canada. They're going to pick 2 of the final 6. Major League Soccer is at Disney World. The NBA is going to be at Disney World. What it does is it centralizes, and then it protects not only the players, but it protects their families because everybody's there. You don't have to worry about another team coming from wherever and
bringing something.
Where, yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying that they can't already have it because a lot of the players already do, but at least it's in a controlled environment now, and we can get back to some. I just want sports. I miss it.
I got you. No, it makes sense. Charlie and Stacy, the Disney Nerd Herders, welcome in. Good to see you guys. And Ron and Meredith, the Philly crew, another one of our members as well. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it very much. So my take on this whole thing is I kind of dislike the idea of a 60-game season. I think it kind of cheapens. I think it cheapens it. I think it doesn't really give us a true account of a season. Steve, not that I think it'll happen, but the Dodgers could, in that first 60 games, be at 500.
They could
say.
They could.
And then they missed the playoffs. And they're the best team really in baseball because they got off to a slow start. Mm-hmm. That 100 games that we're not having, that's a lot of games that are really baseball more than any other sport. The good teams rise to the top. Over 162 games, 9.5 times out of 10, the good teams are the teams that make the playoffs. They just do. But when you shorten the season like this, I mean, it's not going to happen. But let's just play devil's advocate for a second.
The Orioles
could go off to a really good start. They're a terrible team, but they could get off to a really good start and possibly make the playoffs. Are you nuts? This is what I don't like about it. I mean, even
if it's not going to be the best, it's not going to be the best teams in the playoffs. Somebody's going to sneak in.
Yeah, that's what worries me. Is I get it. I'm with you. I really want baseball too, but how good of this is this really going to be? That's the other thing. There's nobody in the stands. I just don't. Do we want a watered down version of our favorite sport, or would we rather just table it and say, okay, I'll see you in February when spring training starts?
Again, what this is wrong, Pete. Wrong, Pete.
Big Kevin $1.99. This just saying Dodgers are 0 wins, 4 losses today.
So, I'm on the same side Donna is. Even like same thing with Disney. Everybody's like, what do you want to go to Disney with the mask? Yes, I do. I want something to be able to look forward to, and having something, to me, even if it's shortened or modified or whatever, is better than not having it. Okay. And I understand what you're saying that people could be, but that will force the better teams to be better quicker. And
right.
And they're, we'll see what they can do. Even if that way, if the Dodgers don't lose, now I got something to blame it on. So they, it was only 60 games. No,
right.
No, I'd rather have it I'd rather have some small portion of it than not have it at all.
Gotcha. And see, I'm just the opposite. Like, I won't watch minor league baseball. I won't.
Minor league
baseball.
Yeah,
I will not watch minor league baseball because it's not the best. And I don't want watered down of the best either. To me, I want what I pay my money to see, what I pay, because technically we're paying, even if it's on TV, we're paying to see it. I want the best product you can give me. And that's part of how I feel about Disney too. The fact that we're not going to have fireworks and parades and stuff like that. How are you paying me back from you not giving me the best product on the field?
At the same token, though, we have the choice not to go. We have the choice not to watch. In my opinion.
Oh, sure.
So now,
and Fernie 67 makes a very good point. Who won the World Series last year? And look how they started after 60 games.
Yep. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying,
I know.
To me, I'm saying, look, for those people that don't want to see a 60-game season, I know this is going to sound harsh, don't watch it.
Right.
Just pretend it never happens and go on. But for those of us that want it, same thing with Disney. If you have issues with them opening and having to wear masks and having all this stuff.
I just think they're different, but that's different to me because look, the Olympics were supposed to be this year.
They were.
Get the Olympics. They
Yeah, but
canceled the whole thing. They could have
Yep.
done a watered down version of that.
They're doing it next year now. I mean, it still could be a watered down version by then too.
But at least they tabled the whole thing and said, "We'll see you next year." That's all. And look, but I don't think either one of these are right or wrong. These are just opinions. Yeah. My opinion is I think I'd rather wait. But no, if they start the 60-game season, Steve, I'm going to watch because you're right. It's baseball, but I would prefer this for me.
See, and I kind of agree with you. You want the best product, whatever, on the field. But at the same token, I refuse to watch the NBA, and they're supposed to be better than college, but I'll watch every
they're
college
not better
game
now.
Playing.
Yeah, it's different. I agree.
I'm just saying it all pertains to what you're willing to watch and what you enjoy. And I enjoy some baseball more than none. So
gotcha. Right. No, I get it. And see, Charlie, you make a good point. Charlie says minor league baseball is fun, free T-shirts, pie eating contests, interactions, and the mascots. But he hasn't mentioned baseball yet.
Yep, it's true.
He didn't actually mention the game itself. The gameplay isn't good. And when I go to a ball game, I am one of those abnormal fans who will sit there and literally say to my son, it's a 2-2 count. Is he going to pitch out? Is the runner going to run? Does he step off? Where do they position on the field? I used to coach this game. I played through high school. I watch the game.
Yep. So
I'm just abnormal like that. And that's why I can't watch minor league baseball. It's just they're not refined enough for me to watch it.
I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I would if I was to watch Major League, but I still enjoy it just because I do have a love for the game. I used to coach it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better sometimes to watch minor league because they don't know everything. They don't know exactly what they're doing. You can see some of the coaching aspects actually matter when you get to the major leagues. I don't think coaching matters near as much as it does in the minor leagues in college. So I don't know. I also enjoy the coaching part of it, and I think. I don't know. I think in the pros, anybody can beat anybody. It's just somebody's had a bad day or something. But over time, it's going to work its way out. In college,
the better teams are going to.
There's far fewer upsets in college and minor league than there are in major league, but it can still happen. Right. But it's I don't know. I enjoy the game as well, and I don't care if I don't care if it's little league. I'm going to be less intrigued by little league, but I don't care if it's little league or major league.
Gotcha.
I just want to see something.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, and for me, it's I don't know. I'm just so used to accustomed to watching Major League Baseball that when I've gone to minor league games, Pete, I went to one with Pete. I don't think we watched 3 innings of the game. We talked the whole time. It just wasn't intriguing to me. I wasn't enraptured by it. Mm-hmm. 2 Real Geeks, welcome in. Good to see you. And Detroit Disney duo, Sean, welcome in. Good to see you guys as well. So I just wanted to quickly touch on baseball. I do want a lot to talk about when it comes to Disney and all that. But, part of me is it would be funny as heck if my team happened to
They could.
No, they can't. They won't.
Hold on, didn't they start out like 8-2 or something like that? Because they beat up on the Yankees.
Yeah, they started off.
Yeah. I mean, if they had a 10-game season, they'd be the front runners to win the World Series.
Nah, it's fine. I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying anything.
It is possible.
Anything can happen in a shortened season like that. I'm going to be interested to see. Well,
not only the shortened season, but nobody's doing anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's like, the talent has evened out a little bit because nobody's been practicing, in a group atmosphere. And nobody, I mean, they can report what, July 1st, I think it is?
Yes. Yep.
So, I mean, it's like next, what is that, Wednesday? Next?
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Wednesday night. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Wednesday night, they report for camp, so.
Yeah. 42 watching with 31 likes. Everybody be sure to hit that like button. Thank you all for being here. Fernie67, that's a nice comment. He says, I do miss baseball, nesting every night to watch the Red Sox, but if baseball was on, I never would have found this channel. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we're glad to have you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep. Hey, batter, swing, batter. He can it. Swing.
Yeah, and Ron's boy, the Do Philly crew, he's been playing baseball. They get because I know that because we have to end our Call of Duty nights short so that they can get up for practice next day. So. There
you go. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so let's talk. So the baseball season is coming. I am excited. Ultimately, it is baseball, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to cringe. I mean, even if the Dodgers were to win, wouldn't you feel just a little bit like, man, I wish it was a real season? I mean, maybe
we're getting a
too
little
obvious
more
to say that. I mean, of course you're going to be happy, but I mean,
well, look. There's always going to be an asterisk next to this, but there was an asterisk during the strike seasons. There was there's always going to be an asterisk, but it's baseball,
right?
So it's just giving us something to look forward to, something to see, and it's also not going to be, I don't call it fair, because nobody's going to have home field advantage. Well, somebody might, but not all the teams are going to have home field advantage because they're going to play it all in one location or two locations.
That's true.
So,
yep.
Arizona seems to be the hot spot right now because it's where most of the spring training camps are, and they have this massive complex where they can play in multiple.
They're not coming down here.
No, they're not coming to Florida. Florida's packed with NBA and Major League Soccer. So
and the cases of
that's right.
That's not going well either. Hey,
Dave. So the biggest thing with that is all of your spring training is either in Florida or Arizona.
Right.
I think Arizona's a logical choice, and I think that's where I don't know. I think that's where they're going to go with it. But look, again, some baseball is better than no baseball, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
If nothing else, you don't have to watch it for the competitiveness of it. Just watch it for hey, it's baseball on TV again. Like I'm not saying, hey, the World Series winner's not going to be tainted, anything like that. But they're going to, instead of 3-game series, you're going to be playing 1 or 2 game series against other groups. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, we'll see. I might come around to it. Who knows? I have no idea. Andrea Houston, welcome in. Good to see you. And Dave Houston, welcome in as well. Good to see everybody. Andrea is one of our members as well. Andrea, good to see you. Thanks for being here. So, Steve, let's talk Disney now, since we kind of got the baseball out of the way. There's been a ton of stuff happening this week in Disney. It's been a major news week, and we're going to kind of break it down. Let's start with the big elephant in the room, and of course, that's a reservation system that started Monday. It's gone through the week. Monday was for those who have reservations. Just Friday was for annual pass holders, and I think tomorrow is for just people who have tickets.
And tomorrow is also the day that you can purchase new tickets for arrivals starting in 2021.
Right, 2021, because they are not allowing any more tickets for 2020.
Well,
which is
not yet.
I don't think they're gonna. I hope they do, because my family's coming down. I want them to get tickets.
I hope that. Well, let me put this. I've got an annual pass through December, so
me too.
I'm not as worried about it. My biggest part is, though, I'm supposed to go to Disneyland. And I had tickets, and somebody convinced me not to buy the 2 of them yet because they thought we could get a discount, and now they're not available. So now I got to find a way to get down there. So
right, exactly.
We'll see.
MJ Brooklyn, welcome in. NG Wilson, welcome in. Good to see everybody. What's
Bernie
that?
started at Monday and got him at 10 p.m. That's crazy.
Just got mine at 10 p.m. Wow, how about that? That's crazy. But Steve, let's talk about it. So, of course, when everything came out Monday morning, it was a fiasco to start. I mean, it just was. It was a fiasco for sure. It just didn't go well for a lot of people, us included. I know. I mean, we were fine. Melissa and I got what we wanted, but Walter has a 10-day trip in September. He got 3 out of 10 days.
Well, there was a glitch.
Right. I understand that, but it's still part of the fiasco of that day. Yeah. Monday was a fiasco.
It was fixed later that night, though.
Well, he didn't get his till Wednesday. He didn't get it. No, he did get it Tuesday. I'm sorry. I take that back.
Yeah, they fixed it later that night. So, but yeah, so as expected, as with anything Disney does, it involves massive technology or My Disney Experience, where 1 million people are going to try to get in there, it crashed. And that's what very, very expected. Yes, it took all day. Yes, people were on the phone. I've heard horror stories of 9 to 12 hours. It happens if that's what you want. I didn't panic over any of it. I went because I do have a reservation as well for the second week, but I don't know if I'm, depending on what we do, but for this, so just a week after it opens, I'm coming. I went, came back at night. I could get into anything I wanted to get into. The only thing through Friday that was taken was Hollywood Studios on the first 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just for resort guests, because then they opened up a whole new batch for annual pass holders.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our issues in the beginning. Pretty much so anybody can get anything they want. Now, with the annual pass holders, they filled up a lot of their stuff recently. But that's all. I love the fact that they're only letting you get 3. So no offense, like people like you can't just go and book every single day. I also like the fact that they're going to implement something like Disneyland, where they say, with Disneyland's version, it's if you miss 3 scheduled reservations in 90 days, you can't book another one for 30 days.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'm perfectly okay with that too.
Yeah, I will say this. The one thing I will say is I love the fact that you're right. If you book something and you cancel.
I love the fact that I'm right too.
Well, it's far between, but we'll take it. But I don't agree with you on the only 3 for annual pass holders. I think that's a really small amount of days. I mean, you can only do 3. That's nothing. I mean, first, yes, there should be a limit. Absolutely, there should be a limit. And I'm not saying it should be 10 or 20 but 3. I was thinking more like 5.
Well, let's keep this in mind. Number 1, that's only through the rest of the year. We're talking 5.5 months is all that's for. That time period is for, because starting in January, now it's starting tomorrow, anybody can book reservation resorts. So until they know, I applaud them for doing this, because they don't know what they're getting it into. They don't know. And with that many annual pass holders that live in Florida, the entire state of Florida could keep going. And I'm okay with it, because I have a reservation, but after I leave and come back, I got a trip in August, I got a trip in October, and I got a trip in December. I can't get my reservations if you guys have them all booked up. But the good part of that is so you've booked whatever. Say you book opening day and the following Saturday and the following Monday. As soon as you book opening day, you can book another one, and they're still available. It's not like it's not like a limited edition of 10 and there's a million people that want them. I mean, they're available to get.
Right. Well, first off, it doesn't. Right. I mean, but there's only 30 right now. They're doing 20 to 30% capacity at each point.
It's at least 30. I've heard they may be trying to increase it to 40, but they said I don't remember what article I was reading, but I know Shanghai did 30, and they said it was going to be at least that, if not more. But so I'm going to say that's going to stay at 30%. So that's 30,000 Magic Kingdom, and that's 26,000 at most of the other parks. Yeah. So,
but 30,000 people at Magic Kingdom is nothing. That's less than a Halloween party.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But again, they're not letting anybody else come down that doesn't already have a reservation. So
I agree.
After you fill those guests, because those guests, don't take us wrong, those guests have to take priority, because they've already purchased, they've already booked, they've already got.
Sure, they do. Absolutely, they have reservations. Darn right, they do.
So to control those crowds, though, then you got to limit the APs. Now, once they get a handle on it, they go, okay, we have this much left. They'll open it back up.
But I agree. I said there should be a limit. I just don't like the limit at 3. I thought it should be 5. I mean, they're annual pass holders.
Not that different from 3. So I mean,
but it's 2 more days, and I'm going to get into. And I'll tell you why I said this. And maybe I did my math wrong. Rob Fuzz, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Noah's in the house. What's up, Noah? And Adventures with VP. VP, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And everybody in the chat, please keep posting if you're putting comments up. Leanne says, I have reservations for September. I have annual pass. My son does not. We can't get him a ticket. They may offer tickets after summer, they said.
Yep.
That's a big May.
Yep.
And that's I agree, Leanne. My mom and dad and my sister and my brother-in-law and my nephew are coming down in September. They don't have tickets right now. So right now they're not going to Disney. Melissa's mother and sister are coming down in September, same week. They don't have tickets. We're not going to Disney.
and again, I've said this numerous times too. If this is your trip, if this is your once a year trip, or if this is your first trip, do not go.
I agree.
It's not for you. It's for people like us that go all the time, that just want to go, because you're not going to get into all the parks. You can't park hop. You can't do fast passes. You get one dining reservation, and that's it.
And none of your experiences are going to. A lot of experiences are not going to be there. It's not.
No fireworks, no parades. Don't go.
No meet and greets.
No. They're doing a cavalcade parade down what used to be what is the Magic Kingdom parade, like a couple times a day, but you can't go see you can't go to them and talk to the guest or the characters and interact with them. But it's not for those people. And some people may try, and that's perfectly okay if that's what you want to do. but it's not built for you. It's built for people that go all the time.
Right. So let me ask you this question. Here's what I have. And by the way, 35 watching, 35 likes, 44 watching. Everybody be sure to hit that like button for us. It definitely helps the stream. And thank you all for being here. There's 46 people watching. That's awesome. Cynthia Candy Mom's in the house. Candy Mom 15, another one of our members. She was our first member. Candy Mom, good to see you, Cynthia.
Like the first Avenger.
Yes, she's the first Avenger. Who's my favorite, by the way?
Mine too.
Yep, he certainly is. Look, man, we're agreeing a lot tonight, buddy. It's awesome. I love it. I love when we agree. It makes for such a nice stream.
I know. I agree. Me too. I agree with you.
I agree with you. Look, everybody, I got my Steve's World shirt on. All things fun, by the way.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I need to buy shirts from other people.
Yes, you do. No, I'm just kidding.
I will. I don't have it. All I have is this.
I know.
That's all I got.
Steve, look who's in there. Zippity Doodad. Patrick's in the house. What's up, Patrick? Good to see you, buddy. Saria makes a good point. We just want to go. I agree. And
exactly.
That's the thing. Here's what I got, Steve. So I'm going to be there on the 11th and the 12th. Okay, the first 2 days the park's open.
Nice.
Listen, I got a reservation at Old Key West. So we're staying at Old Key West on Saturday. Only one night. So I did get Magic Kingdom for the 11th. I got Animal Kingdom for the 12th. So we'll be able to go the first 2 days. It's great.
Very nice.
We then are coming back in September with Walter for 3 days. 2 nights, 3 days, 2 nights. I got all those days booked. Now, these are reservations, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm also an annual pass holder. I'm supposed to get 3 annual pass holder days.
Not in addition to a booked one. So they wouldn't let me do it either.
Well, I got 2.
You got 2?
I got 2.
I need to see if I can book a couple more.
You need to book
then.
Because I got 2, but I didn't get 3. I don't know if that was a glitch in the system, but I did get 2, Steve, so you need to look into that.
You're not supposed to, if you use a reservation stay during that, you're not supposed to be able to get additional annual passes.
I didn't. Where'd you read that at? I didn't see that.
Oh, man, I've read so much, I don't remember which site it was.
Okay.
Or that was what it was supposed to be before. This was before the reservation system came out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do that because.
Have to do what?
Show you how I did it. Maybe I'm wrong, Steve. I might be wrong, but I went in there. I don't know if I can. No, I'm not wrong. I'm telling you, I got extra days. I'm going to try to pull it up, everybody in the chat.
So you got your 5 days that you were looking for then.
Right, but 3. I got 5 days because I have 5 days I have 5 days reservations. I'm supposed to get.
No, okay, no, yeah, you're supposed to get those 5, but you're not supposed to get the additional 3 on top of that.
Oh, see, I never read that anywhere. I assume that you're supposed to get those on top of it because it's something totally different.
Now, what's going to be interesting?
They made sure of it.
When I go and cancel because right now I have a DVC reservation. Mm-hmm. When I go in and cancel that in a few weeks, am I going to lose all those? That's kind of what the experiment's for.
I think you're probably going to lose them.
So if I go to
I think you might. Everybody in the chat, let me know what days you have. I'd like to know what some of the people in the chat have. If you booked any days. Tina McNeil, welcome in, Tina. Good to see you. I'm sorry, Steve. What'd you say, buddy?
No. I clicked view availability. I want to see if it's going to let me book any extra days. Just me and select date. Pick a date. Let's say. Well, I know those aren't available. Let's go to the end of.
Okay, well, I'm going to share my screen.
Let's go to August.
Steve, I'm going to share my screen with you.
Okay,
I'm going to share my screen with everybody. So here's my plans right here. I don't know how everybody can see this. So July 11th, Saturday, I got...
Hey, hold down the control button and roll your mouse up. Nope, the other way. Other way. There you go.
How's that? Is that better?
It's way better.
All right. So as you can see, the 11th, we're staying at Old Key West, right? We got
a Disney Park Pass.
Yep, there it is for Magic Kingdom. Now there's the 12th, Old Key West, and we got an Animal Kingdom, okay? Now the days we're with Walter are right here. I got to scroll down to it. So it's not till Tuesday. So Tuesday, see this one, Steve? We're staying at Saratoga Springs.
Yep.
There's Melissa and I and Mason, okay?
Oh, keep it real quick, too. If you're staying a night, if you're staying like that night, you can get the day before and the day after.
Right.
Okay, carry on. Right.
So there you go. So there's our park passes to Epcot. Okay.
Uh huh.
Then Wednesday we're staying. Our park passes to Magic Kingdom.
Uh huh.
And then Thursday is our checkout, but we got a park pass.
You're allowed to do that.
Right. And then I also got, oh, you know what, Steve? I think they're gone. I think you're right. Hold on. No, there you go. So then I got July 19th for Melissa and I. I'm not staying anywhere on the 19th. And I also got the 18th. I'm not staying anywhere on the 18th.
So I just tried to book an extra day somewhere.
Yeah.
And it says not so fast in big letters across the top.
And what's it say?
This guest has reached their capacity.
Well, why did it let me do it then?
I don't know, because you're special.
Anyway, so there you go, guys. I don't know exactly why. Anybody in the chat, let me know. I just thought it was weird.
It says, please choose a solution for each guest in this party. When you go to the little question mark next to my name, It says Disney Park Pass limit reached. These guests have reached their Park Pass limit. To continue, remove them from your party, which is just me, so I can't do that.
What's up, Jeff and Angela? It is our dream. Wow, guys, we got 50 people watching, Steve. 51 watching. That's fantastic.
Thank
you all for being here. Because he's Walt. Jonathan, I don't know.
That could be it because your name is Walt.
I guess. I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. The Philly Crew said they're coming down August 19th to the 28th and December 19th to January 1st. December 19th to January 1st. I'm like blocked out those entire time.
So actually, Ron, I tentatively have a trip booked for August 21st through the 25th, but I'm not 100% sure if we're going to get to keep that. But tentatively, that's when I got one there.
Oh my gosh, Steve, what category are you going into, Steve? If you know what that means.
There is no category. It's just when I go in here, it just says view availability, and I select it from there. There is no. I remember. I know what you're talking about with the category, but it's not available on here anymore.
Laurie Jean Carlson, welcome in. And Molly Fitzbrown, good to see you. Welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, Molly. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. I'm just catching up on the chat, Steve. I apologize. So reservations are kind of, and Melissa Gover is here too. I think she's new here. Welcome in, Melissa. Thank you for being here.
She might stick around a little while.
She might stick around for a little while. But I don't know. I think the reservation system, that's what I mean. See, how did I get 2 more days than you?
I'm trying something different here. I'm not using my Disney experience. I'm actually going through the Disney Park Pass reservation, Disney Park Pass reservation special site. And I'm wanting to see if it'll let me do it here.
Gotcha.
And
Molly says this is the first time finding us live. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. We're definitely talking a lot of Disney for sure. We're glad to have you. Everybody say hi to Molly and everybody else who's here. Michelle the Quilter's in the house. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you as well. Been a while. Good to see you again.
I could be wrong, but I think Molly hangs out in Rob's chat a lot. I could be wrong.
Nice. Leanne says, well, it looks like I'll be on the phone tomorrow all day.
Yeah, it won't let me do that either.
I don't know. I mean, I showed it to you. Now watch. Now I've got the cat out of the bag. They're going to pull them back from me. Yeah. But that's okay. I don't really care. If they do, they do. We'll get them. Like you said, we can always rebook once we use these. So it's no problem at all. Yep. Molly says, yep, that's her for sure. So Steve, reservation system, it's working. It is getting there. There's been some kinks. There's been some days where we all weren't really, really happy. But overall, I think it's working the way Disney wants it to work. It may not be the way we want it to work, but it's definitely working the way they want it to work.
But again, it's something that we can either not go or we can go with a modified system.
Right. Yeah, I know. And I'm totally fine with people that don't want to go because you pay. Look, I've said this from the beginning. You pay a lot of money to go to these parks. Okay. And there's a lot of people that say, hey, something's better than nothing. And there are some people that say, I pay a lot of money. I want what I pay my money for. And I get that too. I get both ends of this. I really do. I have no problem with anybody that's salty about this whole thing. It's not Disney's fault, but I totally understand if they don't want to come now because they're not getting the full experience.
You have the biggest giant in the world of entertainment.
Hi, Magical Fritz. Welcome in.
they have to be the leader in this process to make it work, especially in a state that has rising numbers of cases, or whatever. But so they have to be the leader in this. They have to do it right. And look, they start this way. It doesn't mean they can't modify it once they realize, hey, we can allow a few extra people in here.
Yep.
It's just this is what they are at because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the response is going to be. We don't know if people are just going to flock there or be scared and stay away. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, it makes sense. Look, I talked about this today on Carlos's stream. You know, we're talking about they're only letting 30% of the people into the parks. They're not going to run at 100% capacity if only 30% are coming in. Why would you do that? It doesn't make good business sense to do that. So it makes sense the way they're doing it. I get it. And then how concerned are we that they may push back opening day? It's not going to happen in Florida.
No, they pushed back Disneyland, not Disney World.
But it's not going to happen in Florida.
To be honest, Disneyland really wasn't like, hey, it wasn't like Disney World's opening days or anything like that. It was just a suggested date that they would open. Right. And I have no problem with them really pushing that one back as long as it's open by the time I go.
Right. But it's one of those things. They're not going to do it in Florida. The governor's already said it. He said it's Disney's decision. We're not rolling it back. We have no plans to do that. The mayor of Osceola County said it's the mayor and Disney's decision. So they both have come on board and said it's Disney's decision. Disney's not shutting down unless the apocalypse hits. And God forbid that happen. I mean, nothing's out of the realm, but unless it would just have to be horrendous for them to really pull this back. And Molly says, seems that Universal's been setting a pretty good example. They have been.
Yep.
I've been there. They've done a really good job. And this is a park that has not had a reservation system. It's basically just said, come on. When we hit capacity, we'll stop you.
But that's the thing, though.
What's up, Mike Wheeler?
I just don't think people aren't going to flock to Universal like they are Disney.
No,
it's just not going to happen.
It's not the same.
It's not as good. It's not as big. It's just not as popular, and they're not going to have the same problems and challenges that Disney will have.
But what does Universal have that Disney doesn't have right now? They're the only game in town. They're the only major game in town.
That's
SeaWorld.
But that's what I'm getting at, though, is they're the only game in town, the major game in town. They still don't have to worry about reaching capacity to where they can't handle it because it's just not that. It's just not as popular.
No, it's not. And they're not as, look, I've been there. I've been there 5 times in the last 3 weeks. It's not Disney. It's not. They're very good at some of the things they do. They rival Disney in some aspects. They really do. Their queues for their rides rival Disney. Their merchandise in some aspects is better than Disney in some respects. But their actual rides themselves can't compare. I hate to say that. I mean, they have a couple that are good, but it's
well, their IP is a totally separate set of IP. If they didn't get without Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Universal doesn't exist without Harry Potter. They go under.
I mean, and on top of that, Disney's buying everything that's at Universal right now, anyways, like the Simpsons and some of these others, and Marvel, and when the certain contracts and dates are reached, those are gonna have to go from Universal. So. We'll see what goes on. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, let's move on from reservations, Steve. Resorts. We're going to talk about resorts.
Yes.
As you know, resorts opened up this week, the 22nd. They did open up now. They opened up to strictly DVC for now, but most of the DVC resorts are open.
They opened up for not only DVC, but people that had existing reservations. If they wanted to keep them, they could go down.
Yes, exactly. Dreamer Deborah, welcome in. Good to see you, Dreamer Deborah. Hope you're doing well. And Rod Priester. Rod, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Rod says Disney's a whole different level above Universal. Not that Universal isn't fun. Oh, agree.
Exactly. We're not saying that by any means.
No, not by any means. Universal is fun, but it is a different level for sure. So, Steve, let's talk resorts for a minute here.
Yes.
I've been over to a couple of them. Melissa and I are putting together a vlog for that.
Yep.
It is visibly empty and eerie.
But
it's nice.
Look at it this way, though. Okay, so for the most part, people aren't supposed to be there unless you have a reservation.
Right.
Who is going to have? If you're going to be there outside of DVC, if you're going to be there, you're going to be spending money to stay at a hotel to go to Disney. If it's not open, Disney's not open. Who's going to go? Who's going to spend that money to go to those? I mean, I would, but I'm weird. So Who's going to go stay at the hotels though if they can't go to the parks? Let's wait till July 11th, July 15th, and see if they start to increase in capacity. Because unless you're just looking for a getaway, like you had to go spend a night in a hotel or something, or I'll take the family up to wherever there's a pool. We'll just to get away, and we spend the night in a hotel somewhere. We'll just go swimming and stuff. Unless you're looking for that, you're not going to be there.
And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're doing next weekend when we're staying at the boardwalk, the resort. I mean, the parks aren't open, but Melissa and I want to get away. We want to have a nice weekend, and we're going to go there.
Yep. Well, I think now, I mean, we also, it only opened 5 days ago. So it's not like, I think some people are waiting to see what's going to happen. There's a lot of factors involved in that. And I think we'll see them increase very quickly.
Yep. There you go. Jeffer says, I am excited to announce I was able to book online January 2021 for Fort Wilderness Reservation, and everyone is super easy to book. Good. That's awesome. Yeah. Now that they're open, that's fantastic news. That's awesome. 2021, I think, is going to be a different animal than what we're seeing right now, we hope.
It's only 6 months away.
I know. Yep. I agree. But we've gone from where we were in March to where we are now with things opening back up, and that's, 3 months?
Yep.
March,
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Everything is all obviously dependent on stuff we can't predict or know.
Right. I agree 100%. Yep. But the resorts are open. There's not a lot of people there right now, but there are people. There are people there right now, and they're doing a good job for the most part. Here's the thing I will say, Steve, I thought was interesting. We got off the bus, went into the resort, okay? Because we were down at Disney Springs. We got off the bus. No temp checks at the resorts. Mm-hmm. I thought that was interesting. I guess because you're taking the bus from Disney Springs, you've already got a temp check from there.
Possibly.
And maybe that's why for now, maybe once everything opens up, there will be temp checks at the resorts. Maybe.
I don't think there's going to be temp checks at the resorts ever. I could be completely wrong, but here's my philosophy on this. The gathering spots, the places you're going to be around other people outside of the lobbies are not going to be the resorts. It's either going to be Disney Springs or the parks. I bet they don't temp check you at resorts because what are they going to do? Tell you can't go to your room?
That's true.
I mean,
no, I agree.
So
I guess that's probably why that makes sense.
I don't think there's going to be any. I do not think there are going to be any. But because you can go to your room, they're going to clean the heck out of that room after you're gone anyways. So you can go to your room. If you wind up getting sick, you can just whatever in your room, and you're isolated. That's the difference. Is you can go to your room and you're isolated from other people.
Yes.
Parks and Disney Springs, you can't be isolated. Temperature checks are necessary. I don't think we'll see them in resorts.
It just was at first. I was just surprised for some reason.
Maybe at the restaurants in the resorts. If you want to go in and eat in this, eventually, I mean, I can see them eventually bringing those to the restaurants or the gathering spots, but not just to go to the resorts.
Yeah, it makes sense for sure. Leanne says when they're there in September, she's staying at Savannah View at Animal Kingdom, which is fantastic, by the way. I've been there. I've done it. I don't know why it's so dark in here. Plenty of light. But anyway, I have to believe that 2021 will be amazing for Disney's anniversary. I hope so. Yep. That's what we've been hoping. Charlie and Stacey says, still watching the can't text in the queue for Disney reservation line. Going to try to upgrade hotel. There you go. It's a good idea. Let's see. Donna says, well, what about hotel restaurants, gift shops, and pools? People definitely gather there. They do. But I was there, and at the hotel, the gift shops, they actually had line spots on the ground 6 feet apart. So they will, when everything opens up, they will have people at those doors saying, you have to wait until somebody goes out.
And look at it this way, like we're open across the country right now. They're going to have the same thing. You're not going to be able to sit next to each other at a table. I mean, this table can't. There'll be every other table.
They've had that.
We don't do temperature checks anywhere else.
No.
Why would we need them to eat? And I'm not saying it shouldn't be. That's just Disney. Again, it's Disney getting into the parks, getting into Disney Springs. I'm okay with. I don't think it's necessary at the resorts. It's nothing that we don't already do for most of us. I went out to eat with my family tonight. Mm-hmm. We take all of our precautions that we can, but all we can do is what we can do for ourselves.
Yeah.
That we didn't have a temperature check, and I don't think we'll see those at Disney.
Right.
And to some degree, for one, you could have it and the virus and not know and also not have a fever.
Yeah,
So
we've
there's
talked about that.
aspect.
And yeah, we've talked
The
about that.
temperature checks are just an extra measure. But
Yeah.
and here's where I'm going with this, because you should be responsible enough as a human being to not go if you're sick.
Yeah.
And it's just to catch those people that are trying to.
Yeah.
It's to catch the people that are sick.
Right. I'll say this: at all the restaurants, there again. We talked about this before too. There's something on the table that says you can't sit here.
Yep.
The ones that don't have something, that's where you can sit.
Yep.
They had things on the buses. They had dividers up on the buses that literally those first two little seats, there was a divider for the next one. And then they had an open seat that had something on the seat that said, you can't sit here. They actually had numbers on the buses, 1, 2, 4. So if you were a party of 2, you sat here. If you're a party of 4, you sat where the 4s are.
Yep.
They're trying. I mean, they're
doing everything that they can do. The rest of it's up to us to be responsible.
Exactly right, and that's just the way it is. We all have to. We all have to do what we feel is safest for ourselves and our friends. Right, Melissa, you're right. This is why mask and hand washing is important. It is. I agree, 100%. And right, Deborah says they're cleaning all the time now. They really, really are. But you know what, Steve? I have to admit, being back on Disney property, the other night we actually were at Wilderness Lodge. Jeff and Angela, Is Our Dream, invited us to dinner. We went to Whispering Canyon. It was fantastic. Okay. Being back on Disney property, it really felt nice. It really did. It almost felt like a weight was lifted off of our shoulders, and it was like, wow, we really missed this. And I can't wait for everybody in the chat, for you and everybody else to finally experience that again, to get back. It was pretty awesome. But Steve, you hit on a very good point. It's our job as adults to do the right thing, to be responsible, and we'll get through this. Yep. Everybody has lapses in judgment, but you have to really be cognizant of where you are, who you're around, and just be safe.
And why would you want to spend all that money and to be miserable down there anyways if you're sick? So
right.
Just everybody use your heads. That's all.
Yep, for sure. So resorts are open. Reservation system is up and running. It's been awesome. But we got to talk about the monkey in the room, the elephant in the room, the monkey on the back. We got to talk about Splash Mountain.
Yep.
There's been a lot. Well, not now. Of course, it's changing. It's changing from what we've known for all these years. It's changing to The Princess and the Frog, which I know is a very popular movie to you. You really enjoy that movie a lot. It's one of your favorites. They're changing it to The Princess and the Frog from what we have now. I'm curious. I haven't talked to you about this. Mm-hmm. This is the first time I've heard. What is your thought process on this?
I think it's terrible. I'm usually not a nostalgia guy, but would Disney be doing this if what was going on in the world wasn't going on right now, and if they weren't catching so much heat? And I'm not saying that what's going on in the world is not very important, because it's an extremely important cause, but they've heard these same sentiments about the Song of the South for 50, how long has it been out? 50 years, and they've never done anything about it. And now it's almost, I think the way Disney's doing it and the timing Disney's doing it in is absolutely wrong. I think they should, if they cared about that aspect of it, it should have been done a long time ago. I think it's I don't think it's a good move. I think the reasoning they're doing it is going to create more hostility. And this is something that if people viewed the Song of the South as a racist movie, or it had some racist connotations, this should have been done a long time ago. It should not be doing it now because they feel backlash now when they've had it for 50 years.
Right. So my opinion, I think some people have heard my opinion on it in some other streams. I don't care if they change the ride. It's the reason for the change.
Yep.
Disney has made it political.
They
have specifically come out and said that they are changing it because of a petition.
Yep.
So they specifically made this political. And look, Disney, whether people want to admit it or not, they have a political agenda. They do.
They do.
Read Bob Iger's book. He wants to be president, just so you know.
Yep.
But that being said, they made it political. What I don't like about it is they said it was because of a petition to have it changed. Well, there was also a petition to keep it the same. Did they take that into account?
Nope. There's also a petition to delay the reopening, and they didn't take that into account either.
Right. So there's definitely agendas that are at work here, and things that that happens with this, whether we like it or not. Disney is a for-profit company, but the people that run these for-profit companies have agendas.
Yep.
And they have political agendas a lot of times too. And that I think this plays into this a lot. And that may not be a very popular opinion, but I agree with you, Steve. If what wasn't going on in the world right now wasn't going on,
this wouldn't be a topic. And
now they're talking about Jungle Cruise needs to be changed.
See, look,
this is where it becomes where we're going over the top.
I am as in favor of equal rights as anybody.
Of course.
I mean, everybody here knows me. But I think we get a little carried away when we can come up with something that says, oh, we can't have that because it's this. Well, why has it not been for however long we've had it for? And it's not just Disney. It's everywhere. And I think people are using the situation for their own gain when it really, really destroys and hurts the purpose that should be present. And just like, and I don't want to get into politics, but they do that in the Senate too. It's like, okay, we'll sign your bill if you pork barrel all this other stuff into it. Right. Well, that's exactly what's going on right now. Is nobody would be complaining about anything. Nobody would be saying any of this stuff if they're not using it for their own personal motivation as opposed to what it should be all about. And that's what I have a problem with, is when people are using a very sad situation, an important situation, for their own personal gain because they want to use it. And then people will feel pressured to make those changes because they don't want to look like the bad guy. And I think it's a shame, really. I really do.
Yeah. Avery says we need to realize Disneyland has never been meant to be a museum. Change is inevitable. Rides aren't meant to last forever. Well,
I'm okay with that.
Let's see, and I'm not okay with that, Avery. When Walt said it's not a museum, he's right. It's not a museum, but that doesn't mean everything has to be changed. There are some things that can last and stand the test of time. So I disagree with you there that rides aren't meant to last forever. Some are.
But let's be real clear on one thing. First off, I'm okay with rides changing. We all know that. I think it's fantastic. This is not about that. This whole atmosphere that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's not even about that.
It's the ideal of the reason behind why they're changing it, as opposed to, like I said, people said this should have been changed for 50 years and they didn't do anything about it. Now there's a petition that says it has to change. And then there's a petition, like Walt said, that says that I think they're being very, very political about it instead of what they should be doing.
And somebody said that this was in the works for a while. Ron and Meredith are bringing it up. I don't even know that that's necessarily true. I think that's Disney saying that.
Disney said earlier this week that they started thinking about this last year. Not that it was going to be the Princess and the Frog, but they said they thought about changing it. But here's the reason why that's false. How much money did they just spend last year painting that thing?
Right, exactly.
They had no intentions of changing it whatsoever.
For crying out loud. Yeah, they
had zero intentions of changing it.
Right.
Whatsoever.
Right. Remember, however, they changed the auction scene in Pirates and limited the notion of selling off women to pirates in response to complaints from groups about the negative gender image.
Yep.
But that's my problem is they changed that scene. But that was a true depiction of pirates at that time.
Exactly.
Okay, we may not. It's sad that was how the world was, but that's a true depiction of what it was like.
For lack of a better, it's history.
Right.
Are they going to take all that out? Are they going to take that out of the history books now because people don't want to read about it or know about it? People need to know how things were so that we don't ever revert back to those times.
Look, we said it before. Those that want to ignore or forget the past are bound to repeat it.
Yep.
I'm sorry. 100%. I'm sorry. It's just some rides are meant to last forever. What about Carousel of Progress? My Walt designed that ride. Well, right. Steve doesn't like it, but I'm with Deborah. I think it's great. And Deborah says it should never be changed. It brings a certain level of history to understand where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. You're right, Steve. It's not a great ride. It's not thrilling. It's not this and that, but it shows us this is where we were. Look where we are now. That's
and again, to be clear, I have no problem with them changing. And I love The Princess and the Frog. It's in my top 5. I think it's going to be fantastic with music and everything. Again, it's the political reason behind it that I have a problem with.
All right. Been in the making for over a year. The petition expedited the decision. Maybe. I don't know. Avery, again, that is, I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. It says
again,
if you look at
if Disney had intentions of changing it, they would not have wasted the year it took them to repaint it. They just wouldn't have spent that money.
Yeah, I don't think they would have.
Because now they're going to change the whole entire thing. So I don't think, I'm hoping they don't change the name of it. So, because it could still be Splash Mountain, just rethemed.
Gotcha. Okay. Carlos, no problem, buddy. Just, everybody has their look, guys. The one thing I will say about this, no matter which side you're on, whether you're on the side for the change or not on the side for the change, we all have to respect each other's opinions. Okay. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody believes what they want to believe. We're here to talk about these things. That's why Steve and I like doing this show. We will touch on controversial subjects and subjects that make people upset, but it's our job to stay focused, to stay respectful, and understand that we all have our opinions, and let's just talk it out. That's what we're here for. We can agree to disagree, and that's fine too. We don't necessarily have to get controversial. Carlos, you're more than welcome to stay, buddy. I knew we weren't going to have everybody that was going to agree. There's no fun in that anyway. I like to hear both sides. Yeah, and I know Steve does too.
Yeah. Again, the key word is being respectful to both sides and both opinions.
Yeah.
And that's why
Avery, I love your information. I think it's great. It helps me to think. You're really good at the facts and bringing information, and I love that. And please keep doing it. That's why we're here. We're here to make each other think and look at other sides of things, whether we agree or not.
Yep.
Donna says, here's the thing, a ton of time and development go into the process when redoing a ride. It's impossible that this was a sudden, not thought out decision.
Well, right. No. Keep in mind, I agree with that, but this is not a decision that's going to start. It's going to start now, the process. They're not changing it tomorrow. They're going to reopen Splash Mountain. It's going to keep going. This is a 100% announced this week with zero intentions. They just hired Tony Baxter to come in, who designed the original Splash Mountain. They just brought him on board to go through with the changes. This was not something that's been thought, in my opinion. I could be absolutely incorrect, so please don't take this as the gospel truth. If this was a thought out process, number one, they would not have spent all that money, time, and effort painting it. Number two, they would have had these announcements long ago. Yes, people have been talking about changing this ride for 50 years. I get it. But they just brought on Tony Baxter to start the process to change this thing. They're reopening a Splash Mountain because they don't have another concept in mind right now, and they have no idea how they're going to fix it. So, yes, this is a well thought out process, but that process is starting right now. Right. And that is why Splash Mountain will open back up as Splash Mountain, and for whoever wants to ride it as Splash Mountain to be given the opportunity to do that, because they have a long process ahead of them. It's going to be 2 years probably before it's open.
Right. James says, my point is not to agree with revising history. It is merely a point. It's merely to point out that Disney has done this frequently. Yeah, they have. Your point is well taken. And Charlie makes a good point here. He says, if they are talking about pirates, gender equality is an issue, but glorifying pirates that kidnapped, plundered, burned, pillaged, etc. is still okay. Hypocrisy at its height. Yeah, exactly. So that's why you can't just take it for. Delve deeper, look deeper into these things, see the different. I hate to use the word hypocrisy when I talk about Disney. Look, we all love Disney. We do, we really do. But sometimes there are things that we scratch our head about.
That statement right there from Charlie is why it's 100% political and nothing else. Because when they did Pirates the same way, like he said, all the other bad stuff about that stands out in Pirates
isn't gone.
Isn't gone. Just that one thing, and that's because. Again, it's all political.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
And I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying they can't not be political about it either. That's why we're talking about it. I understand why they're doing it. I don't know why they didn't do it a long time ago. Is what I'm getting at.
Could be Avery. I don't know, buddy. But it could be. Jackie RV into Disney, welcoming. Good to see you. She says, I've been washing dishes while listening. I'm for the ride change, political or not. Princess and the Frog has awesome music, and it's going to be great on a ride. I think everyone's going to love it in the end. Very possible. Look, when they make the change, we all know it's going to be good.
Yep.
I seriously doubt there's been very, very few where they haven't made it better. I agree with you. I just don't like the reason for it.
And to be clear, I 100% am okay with it. I don't like the reason why they're doing it, but I am 100% with it. The Princess and the Frog is one of my, like I said, is in my top 5. At some point in time, I did a video. I made it my number 1. Mm-hmm. The music's fantastic. I love the story. I love the fact that I just love the whole Dr. Facilier is my favorite villain in the whole entire Disney universe. I love that movie. It's going to be an incredible ride. That's not the issue here. The issue is, again, the political reasons for why they're doing things.
Right. Melissa's talking about Red. She says, I'm a woman and it never bothered me. We have become overly sensitive in today's world, but that's just my opinion.
But that's the thing. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and some people it is offensive and sensitive to, and some people it's not. And that we have to respect all opinions and both sides of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's so many different things they could do. Princess and the Frog, Hercules, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Pocahontas. There are so many movies that don't have any representation in these parks. Princesses and the Frog isn't the only one.
Yep.
So, there's a lot of different movies that are not represented.
And what you're putting down right there is 100% what should have happened. They should have taken Port Orleans and rethemed the entire restaurant thing to the Princess and the Frog and had Southern, Cajun food and stuff like that. That would have been amazing. Absolutely amazing. They still could do that. And they still need to, because Tiana's Kitchen would knock it out of the park.
Yeah, and the other thing too, Kay Atwood makes a good point. Princess and the Frog really doesn't fit with the theming of Frontierland. That's not Frontierland. That's the Bayou. Yep. So what? Are we getting rid of Frontierland now? I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh well, they will. Avery, when they retheme the ride, the Briar Patch shop will definitely become something else for sure. It'll become something.
It'll have Princess and the Frog merchandise. I mean,
absolutely. They'll retheme it to. They might even make it a beignet shop. Who knows? But they'll have it rethemed for sure. But let's see what else here. Honestly, it would be great for each movie to have a ride. Fifth Gate, please. I know that is a distant dream for now, but I'm a dreamer. It's true. Today's world caters to that opinion. I'm considered to be insensitive. That's true. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes, but people should respect not only their side, but your side as well. That's just my opinion. I think we should respect, and that's why we love doing this show. Yeah.
It never bothered me, Melissa, in Disneyland Haunted Mansion, the widow ghost talks about offing her husband. That never bothered me either. It's the things like that. See, these are the things that kind of, men could take offense to that. This, they're talking about they're glorifying a woman murdering her husband, but there's puns there. It's all in. It's supposed to be a haunted mansion. Oh my gosh! So last comment before we get ready to head out, guys, because we are after 9:00. Is Chef going live at 9:30?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. But thank you all for the comments. And James says, what is funniest when you go to the next room in Pirates of the Caribbean, the wives, the women auctioned in the old scene are now chasing the men around. That part stayed. Actually, that part didn't stay, because if I remember, originally the men were chasing the women.
In January, when I wrote it, the women are chasing the men with brooms.
Right. But I'm talking about years ago, and please, someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't it used to be the men were chasing the women at one point, and they changed that too?
I don't remember the men chasing the women. I do remember the women chasing the men for sure.
Yes.
I don't know how many years. I don't know how many years ago you're talking. So
yeah, I'm talking years. It was both. Okay, yeah, it was both. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, I know there were some scenes in there where you saw the man chasing the woman too. So what was that? What I missed?
Timothy just said, boy, if I wasn't already married, I could lose my head over that girl.
It's true. No, the women have always chased the men. Okay. And see, Melissa says both. I don't know. I thought I saw it that way, but there you go. Great show, guys. We are still in queue on Disney phone system. Oh, my gosh. It was both. Okay. Ron and Meredith says it's both as well. Jonathan says it was both. Well, guys, thank you all for being here. Steve, I hope you had fun, buddy. This was a good one tonight.
I always have fun. You were almost right on everything tonight, too.
Here we go. The same guy who 5 seconds ago said everybody has an opinion. Now I'm wrong.
And look, everybody has an opinion, but you can still be wrong.
No, you can't. There's no such thing. Opinions are never wrong. It's an opinion.
We'll see.
Well, it depends if it's outlandish. I mean, if somebody says there's no such thing as the sun, that might be their opinion, but I think they're probably wrong.
Well,
opinions are wrong when you can prove them wrong.
But that's not an opinion. That's stating a fact, and that's an incorrect fact.
That's what I mean. But
so when you say carousel of progress should stay, that's stating a fact that's wrong.
No, that's an opinion.
No, I respect your opinions, Wolf.
Hey, Simba 2, welcome in. Good to see you. But thank you, buddy. I hope you had a good time tonight.
Oh, I always have a good time, man. I love the show. So
yeah, this is fun for sure. And everybody in the chat, you've all been great tonight. Thank you for all of your input. We love doing this, especially controversial shows, because you guys are all really engaged, and it makes for an enlightening and fun show. You guys bring great information. You bring great opinions. You educate us every single week with these types of things, and we love it. And what's even better is we all do it with respect.
Yep.
And that's what we really, really like about this community and this show. You guys are fantastic. We don't always have to agree. We even sometimes can get upset. But as long as we're together, and we're doing the best we can, that's all that matters.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
Right. Yep. So, guys, right after me at 9:30, Shep goes live. The Shep family, be sure to check him out. Tomorrow, I'll be back with Dan at 6 o'clock for Disney movie review. We'll be reviewing Bambi. So get your Kleenex out. It's going to be a tearjerker. But other than that, guys, thank you to Dean over at the Live Place, and of course my other partner channel, Disney Dan, as well. Everybody in the chat, you're all wonderful. Thank you so much. Pete, very early on, thank you for that super chat, buddy. And to all my members, thank you all very much. James says it's a great show with great hosts for sure. But thank you all very much. Love you all very much. Everybody have a great night, and take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.